Viewer beware.
Welcome back to Viewer Beware. I am the great, gorgeous Gary the Great. And today we're watching Bad Hair Day. Now pay close attention. This is your card, dedicated to memory, okay? Now behold and be amazed in wonderment as I... Hold on. Wait. I just saw Gambit do this not too long ago. Was this your card? Well, anyway, Bad Hair Day is the story of a kid that meets his hero. Everything goes wrong. We've seen it before, yes, but have we seen it with a talking rabbit? I think not. So, alakazam, alakazoo, alakabo. Let's start the show.
Bye.
Our story begins in a magic shop with our hero Tim trying to show off his tricks. His friend Foz says all of Tim's tricks are old and tired, and if he had real money, he would be as good as a Mazo. In the magic shop, the owner claims a Mazo was just in there to refresh his tricks, amazing the kids. He then shows the kids the guillotine trick that he just got in and puts on a show.
No, not that one!
Ultimately, the kids realize it was just a trick. Who would have thought the magic owner of the magic store would do a magic trick with a magic prop he just magically had laying around? Tim is upset that he could never afford something as cool as a guillotine, which I'm sure there's a statement about French royalty to be made there, but I'm not some kind of history professor. Taking pity on the poor boy, the shop owner gives him 2 free tickets to a Mazo show. Foz notices that the show doesn't start until 10 p.m. on a school night, but Tim is so dedicated to the craft he sneaks out anyway. But it turns out Tim isn't a very skilled escape artist, as he gets caught by his little sister, who then blackmails him into taking her as well.
If you take me with you.
No way! Besides, you hate magic.
Whatever. Mom!
At the show, Amazo is just killing it, pulling so many tricks you'd think he works a street corner. During the crowd work segment of the show, Amazo picks Tim to come up on stage to help with his new illusion.
You see, it's easy enough to make someone disappear, but they don't always come back. Oh, by the way, if you meet a red-headed boy with a Hawaiian shirt, tell him he got an A in science class and his cat had kittens.
Amazo then starts the trick and dumps Tim down a trap door. At first, Tim is impressed, but quickly finds out he is locked in a basement and can't get back to the show. As soon as Amazo announces the end of the performance, one of the "Whose Line Is It Anyway" guys unlocks the door and tells him to get lost.
The exit's down that way.
Tim decides to make the best of the night and find Amazo to meet face to face.
I thought that you might want to know. They left me locked up in that room for the whole...
Do you know how many kids would give their right arm to be in my show? Now get out of here, you little brat.
Are you calling me a brat?
Since Amazo decided to be a jerk, Tim rightfully robs him for it. The next day, Tim and his sister open the bag to check out all the cool tricks. While exploring the contents of the bag, Tim's sister accidentally turns herself into a rabbit. However, Tim quickly finds out that this isn't his sister when the rabbit starts spitting one-liners.
Give me a sign.
You want a sign? Go to the corner. It says stop.
The rabbit explains he is really El Sidney, magician extraordinaire. El Sidney explains that Amazo had turned him into a rabbit and stole his act because he is evil and his sister is in real danger. The only way to get his sister back is to steal the magic wand away from Amazo, so the boy and rabbit go back to the magic show after hours. As they search for the wand, Tim is amazed by all the props, causing Sidney to get mad.
Stop fooling around with this stuff. We got work to do.
Eventually, Tim finds a cupboard full of wands and tests them all before finding the real one. Sidney tries to get Tim to make him human again, but Tim says that wasn't the deal and forces Sidney to bring his sister back first, which he obliges.
Alakazam! Alakazar! Ginny, come back from wherever you are! Please!
I'm telling Mom.
After Tim's sister presumably just walks home, Sidney claims that if Tim brings him back, he could use him in his act, which obviously excites the young magician, so Tim follows through with the trick. While he's bringing El Sidney back, Amazo shows up and recognizes Tim from the show. Amazo has no clue what happened to Tim and doesn't recall talking to him after the show ended. Amazo notices the magic bag and assumes Tim brought it back, questioning if he'd freed the rabbit.
Hey, where's the rabbit? You didn't let him out, did you? He's very dangerous, very tricky. He used to be an evil magician, but I changed him into a rabbit for everyone's good.
He said you were the evil one.
Yeah, he would say that.
Realizing that Tim freed El Sidney, Amazo cautiously opens the trunk, causing El Sidney to fly out and turn the tables.
I'm home. Looking for this?
After Amazo is turned into a rabbit, the frightened Tim tries to sneak away until Sidney reminds them of the deal.
Besides, we had a deal, remember? I need you in my act.
Really?
Absolutely. Isn't that what you wanted?
Well, yeah.
The next night we see El Sidney perform with not one, but two rabbits.
Don't worry, Tim. I'll think of something. I'll get us out of this.
What? And quit show business?
So Tim and Amazo are rabbits now. But on the bright side, it doesn't really seem to affect Tim that much. In fact, a lot of this episode really hinges on the fact that Tim is so easy to manipulate. That rabbit could have got him to commit murder if he wanted to. I actually did enjoy Bad Hare Day amidst all of the two-parters. It was a nice, concise, short story. But it fell into the same trap as Attack of the Mutant, where it's just not really scary. I mean, they tried with the creepy attendant and the hand cutting off bit, but didn't really land it. Also, El Sidney, they had a chance to make him like legitimately scary, but they kind of just went this goofy route. So instead of looking like an evil wizard, he was more like a scumbag car salesman. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5. It's not bad, but it's not really that good. They could have made it scarier. In the book, they had a creepy puppet. They could have brought that in. But no, not anything at all. But stick around, we're gonna be watching Goosebumps every week until I run out, and then we'll, make the plan from there. But enjoy the ride while it lasts on VHSdinosaurGO.